Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we are switching over from Halloween to fall. And there are a couple things to remember about this. One, there's not a whole lot of Halloween out. It's basically in this room, that room, and my office. That's basically it. But if you look outside, you'll notice that it doesn't really look like fall. So what I'm going to focus in on for my fall decorating, which that fall decorating takes me into Thanksgiving, which will then roll into Christmas, and those two things are not really related decorating wise. There's going to need to be a lot of color. So you will see an overabundance of color. And one of the things which I definitely will be doing is putting back a lot of things which I borrowed for Halloween. So let's get to this and let's get it all straightened up. Now, one of the things I am definitely going to do is, as Roxana Coral said in the Halloween video, she loved my apothecary cabinet. I agree with her, so we're going to keep that around. I'm just going to tweak it and put in books which are more appropriate for what should really be there and move the spices around. It's going to become more of my tea cabinet. One of the first things to remember is to put away all of the stuff that you have. This is a great time to inspect it, to make sure that everything is clean, everything is dust-free, because there is nothing worse than when you go to get something out and find out that it's covered in dust and that it needs to be cleaned. Even though I am one of these people who will clean my things twice, I do make sure that everything gets cleaned and dusted and put away, and I also make sure that everything is removed before I even start to set up my new decorations. Because if you try to set up your decorations while you still have other decorations out, that can be its own problem. That can lead to all sorts of problems where you have a whole lot of stuff out in one place and you're trying to figure out how you're going to deal with it, where you're going to put it all. This way you don't have that problem. I go through my shelves, my hutches, my bookcase, everything that I had places that I had stuff out in, I need to remove it so that then I can put it all in one place. And then from that all in one place, we know what's there, what needs to be fixed, and what doesn't. Okay, taking things down has taken me a little bit longer than I expected. That's okay. Now I've just got to pack up the final Halloween stuff. Everything is put back to where it's supposed to be. So now packing up the final Halloween stuff. Once it's all in and cleaned, it's now time to put it into the boxes. Now these boxes are clear storage containers that I can definitely see what's in there, and I know what I'm grabbing, and I know where everything should be when I go to put it away. That's really important because it's so easy to put things into cardboard boxes and then just have problems with wondering, well, what's exactly in this box? I have no idea. This way I can go and see what these things are. As I pull the stuff down for fall, I can see which items that I wanted to use and which items that I didn't want to use. Now my goal when I did this was to then have a really over-the-top kind of decorating scheme. I wanted to have lots of colors because, as I said, there wasn't much color outside. Now I am laying everything out so that I can see what's in there, and I'm also making sure that the things that need to be cleaned, like the plates and those sort of things, I can put them off to the side to clean them. I can see if I have dish rags, those sort of things. But once I have everything out of its container, I will put the containers back out into the garage, because that way I'm not fighting around those containers, because that can be one of the worst things that you can do if you're trying to get something done, is to fight around the containers. Now, once all those containers are back out into the garage, it really is time to do the dishes. Now, some of these dishes are the dishes that I had for the Halloween decorations, or they were things that I moved over. Some of the spices I put in different jars. but I use the long bottle brush to get down into those containers so that that way I can make sure that all the containers are nice and clean, and everything I can just hang it out there and let it dry, because the one thing you don't want to do is store things that aren't dry. Once all of the things from Halloween are clean, then it's time to clean the things for the new fall decorations. I am cleaning all of my plates, even though I know for certain that I'm not going to use all of them, but I'm going to have them ready so that that way, if I do decide to use all of them, I don't have to think about, well, they need to be clean, they're dusty, they could be dirty. And yeah, I've talked about this before. Double cleaning things is one of the easiest things that you can do, so that way you can see what you have, how it's going, and all those fun things. Now you can have the fun and start decorating. The decoration should be what you like. It should invoke a feeling of what you want it to be. I really wanted something colorful, but I didn't want something suddenly over the top, and I don't know why my mind changed on this. Suddenly it became more along the lines of, let's go with less. Let's put out a few decorations, put out some colorful decorations so that they have meaning, and so that I'm using them in a good way, but let's not go completely over the top with tons and tons of fall leaves. And I've had these fall leaves now for probably 6 or 7 years, and I've used them in various places over my kitchen cabinets. I've put them in all sorts of different things, and I don't have to use them every year. That's one of the greatest things about doing something like this, is you don't have to use all of your decorations each year. You can just clean off what you want to use and not worry about the rest. Now in this cabinet I did use an over-the-top pumpkin in the back, but you'll barely see it once I'm done. I fill an apothecary jar with leaves. They're very colorful, and I try to get a lot of color into this really dark cabinet. Eventually, would I like to replace the cabinet? Yes, I'd like to replace the hutch. That is one of my overall goals, but right now it is not something which is definitely a necessity. This is a bookcase which, because of the giant aloe plant, you don't see that often. I don't use it really to record in that much, so I didn't put much there. Over the doorway, I do like the plate rack so that I can then put up some plates and give you that nice fall feeling. Now over my bed, I have this wonderful garland, which is a fall garland, but it was missing the little Velcro ties that I usually hang it up with. So I had to go get some more of those and put that Velcro in there, and then the garland was all up, and the whole entire look was then finished. The house is all decorated for late fall. I guess you'd call it late fall. Maybe Thanksgiving is what you would call it. I like it, and it's not anything that I had envisioned it to be like. I thought I'd be more over the top, more, I don't know, bigger or whatever, but no, instead it was just sort of quiet and subtle, and alright, so it's not as subtle as you can see, but I enjoy it. It's once again, using everything that I already had, not necessarily in ways that I'd done before, but also not necessarily in let's start completely different and do everything in a completely different way. Instead, this is a simple, really colorful, because like I said, it's not colorful outside right now. It is actually sort of dull, sort of yucky looking, and of course it's getting dark super early. So this way I can do my decorating, I can do my fall look, and it'll take me into Thanksgiving, which then of course will head off into Christmas. Now if you're wondering what I'm going to be doing for Christmas, that's going to be the magic of Christmas. You're going to have to stick around and see what I have coming up for that. But also for those of you who are interested, I do have some videos which I'm going to tell you about right now. I am going to do a video about different Thanksgiving sides that you can make, and so that'll be fun. And then the next video should be my plant video, because guess what? We had frost this morning. Yes, that's right, a light layer of frost. Didn't really do anything, but we got it, so fall is here. So I think I changed things out just in time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought about that down in the comments. If you're interested in getting these videos beforehand, you could be like my Patreon members who will get these videos ahead of time. They see what's coming up. We talk about all sorts of things there. They get a weekly vlog, and really without them, I really couldn't do these videos. If you're interested in joining Patreon, just check out the link down in the description, and you can be part of the new Patreon crew too. I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.